hear that theme song, it is 14th session with me, Al, joined by Bajan Scout, Alan Pinder, and Avenger #1. Apparently, he's #1 now because he's the only one, really. So, Avenger #1, Keelan Phillips, and he's the man looking at the West. And right now, we're going to take in some NBA and we'll look at the East. In the East, we have some surprises. No one is more surprised than me to see that the Miami Heat and Brooklyn Nets are 11th and 12th. I'm not really surprised. I'm not really having any issues with the Heat. I think Heat usually start slow. Once they get a rhythm, they can end up winning the division. But they do Heat better than anybody else, so I am not really worried about them. But the Nets, let's see what happens now with the Nets. Since it seems that the Nets are now playing a little better now that Kyrie is suspended. I don't know. I don't want to start any conspiracy theories. I have to apologize to all of my fans or anything. But I am saying that the Nets starting to look like, a team and not like a collection of people. So we'll see how that one goes. But at the top of the East is the Milwaukee Bucks. We always know that the Bucks were decent enough to be at the top. Cleveland, though, Cleveland is, I expect Cleveland to be mid-table, but it seems that they're now at the top of the table as well. And teams like, I don't think Hawks and Raptors and Bulls will remain in the top 6. But we'll see. What is your opinion there, Bajan Scout? What do you think about the East?
Well, Brooklyn barely made the playoffs last year. They only got through because of the play-in. So I guess we shouldn't be that surprised necessarily that they're outside the playoff table. I guess we figured with everyone being healthy this year, but there's always drama in Brooklyn. So
apparently.
But Cleveland also, they were mid-table last year. So they made significant upgrades over the offseason. So I think we shouldn't be surprised to see them be top tier.
Okay. Well, although they made the significant upgrades, I still felt that I don't think they were bad on Boston, but you may be right. They might be coming like number 3, number 4 in the East. But that's the East. We also want to know that a few hours ago, the Brooklyn Nets gave the head coaching job to Jack Vaughn. For a team that didn't need a coach, they did fairly poorly. But we'll see how they do, if Jack Vaughn only getting the new coach bump or if he really is the man to take them forward. Of course, you heard the rumors that they were going to hire Udoka. I always thought that was a strange hire, but that was just me out from court in session. So hopefully we'll see how Jack Vaughn does, but I think right now the East is very interesting, and I expect a lot of jostling before it's all over. But that's the East. What about the West there, Avenger #1?
Aha, that is my title now. Not necessarily going by standings, but I have some tiers that I'm going to put some teams in. I have names for these tiers. Tiers #1, tanking for Victor, except, and in this tier is the Los Angeles Lakers. No, who would have thought? But it seems that the Lakers didn't get the memo. They saw that Victor was available and said, you know what, let me tank. Oh wait, I don't have my pick. So this doesn't make any sense. Lakers are just horrible. Next tier, tanking for Victor the right way. Rockets definitely got the memo. Their young teams still learning. Still got a bunch of young players. Jalen Green has taken another step in terms of bump in his points per game offensively. Still a little bit inefficient, but it's only his second year. I think he will only get better. Next tier, tanking gone wrong. Utah Jazz. Boy, look, that he is right now has to be shaking his head saying, what have I done? No, granted, it seems like they found a really good coach in Will Hardy. I think he was with the Celtics before. I think he was under Udoka. I can't remember, I'm not sure, but He's now the head coach there, and he's doing a phenomenal job. Jazz are literally beating everybody. Danny Ainge, not too happy. Next here, bad but not bad enough. Spurs and Thunder. No, the Spurs and the Thunder. This is time for, I was thinking, Victor sweepstakes. Everybody should thank. No, the Spurs decided that they were going to go 5-2. Luckily, they lost their last 4. The Thunder also lost their last 3, so they are slowly getting there, but just not bad enough that their fan base would like just to get better. Soon they though, soon they. Next tier. This is our favorite tier. Kings. That's all the name is, just Kings. Nothing else to describe. We know who's in this tier, just the Kings. Next tier. This is a tier I call meh. It's like they made some moves. Everybody expected that these teams would be better, but they're just meh. The Timberwolves and the Pelicans. The Pelicans got back Zion. Yes, Brandon Ingram has been in and out of the lineup, but we all thought with their they get back Zion, they would be a little bit better, but they're at 500 as far as they checked. And the Timberwolves, they Rudy Gobert. Yeah, it's still early, but their 5-man starting lineup has the worst starting 5 in the NBA. Well, not a good investment right now. Next here, injury rehab. No. Clippers and the Nuggets. No, the Nuggets recently came off, Marie recently came off ACL tear. So his minutes aren't where you would like them to be. However, the Nuggets still have the 2-time reigning MVP, and they're still doing very well. KCP has been a good add for them. The Clippers are Kawhi less. He has been hurt. As a Kawhi fan, I'm not really happy that his injury seems to be not going too well. However, the Clippers have enough that they can still win games. Like even without Kawhi, they won a very good game against the Cavs the other night. Thought that was a fairly good win. So the Clippers, even though they are dealing with injuries and stuff, they're still a team that you can't sleep on. As the season progresses, they should be a lot better. Early season fun. Suns, Blazers, and Mavs. Now, the Blazers, why are the Blazers in this tier? I don't know, but Blazers are certainly better than anybody expected. Damian Lillard has been the Damian Lillard of old. I think they have some really good players. Like Josh Hart is a name that a lot of people may not know about, but I personally was always a big fan of Josh Hart. He can literally just do everything at a decent to good level. He's a very good rebounder for a guard. Can hit open shots, play defense, pass. He's very solid. Jeremy Grant has also been good for them, along with Anthony Simons. Hopefully, he can take that CJ step. Mavs, Luka, I don't have to say anything. It's fun. Once it's Luka, it's fun. And the Suns, I wanted to really put them in another tier called better than we thought, because we all thought that they might take a step back. Or I was going to name them the 3-week champions, because they were first until the Jazz beat them. And finally, last tier, championship hangover. Warriors, we don't want to really judge them, but it looked like they had a bit too much champagne over the year, and they stayed a little bit longer in the vacation because they are not too good right now. Steph Curry spent out of his money. However, it's still too early to really freak out. If they're this bad after 20 games, then it's not championship hangover, it's just hangover in the championship anymore. So hopefully they get back. Their defense has been horrible, but Steph Curry is doing his carry job. Hopefully they can turn it around. That's my tiers for the West. There you go, El.
Yeah, so that's the West, and it's been very funny West, I must admit. It wasn't Kanye, but but that is the West. What about our top level, this fantasy guy, the Bajan Scout? What do you have for us on fantasy there, Alan Pinder?
Well, a couple of guys to keep your eye on. Bobo's been playing pretty well for the Magic. He's been written off a little bit, bounced around. He came out of college, had a lot of hype behind him. Hasn't quite lived up to it, but it looks like he might be stepping into his potential right now. He's still not getting consistent minutes. He's still not at that consistent level in his production, but he had a big game the other day. He scored up over 20 points, I believe. And if he continues to get more minutes and he continues to develop, he may develop into something later on. So you have an extra spot on your roster, maybe good to put him there for now. Same thing for Jalen Suggs. He's had a bit of a underachieving rookie year, if that's possible. Particularly since I was a really good rookie class, he wasn't as good as some other guys in his class, but he's been a bit frustrated with some of the Magic fans. But I think he is someone who might be able to step into his potential as well. If you have a spot, you can kind of stash him for a little bit and see if he performs a little later on in the season for you. A guy who probably is celebrating the firing of Steve Nash right now is Cam Thomas. Cannot get off the bench early on in the season, but he's been averaging about 30 minutes per game, particularly with Kyrie being out as well. Averaging about 20 points or so with a few boards and a few assists. So once Kyrie stays out, I mean, we don't know how long he's going to be out for, but you can probably look to him for some good production in the medium term. Long term, I mean, Kyrie is always we never know what's going on with him in terms of availability. Cam Thomas may be a good guy to keep on your roster for your time being.
Okay, that's the fantasy picks. And you mentioned something about Kyrie there, but I just want to pick up one thing about the Kyrie incident. I saw that he had a meeting with the NBA and it went fairly well. I don't know what that means. With Kyrie, I really ain't sure what that means. That might be, let's burn some sage tomorrow. So we don't know what I mean, but he says they had a good meeting, so we can see a path back. I don't know back from where, but they say they got a path back. So we'll see what happens. This is his contract year, and he has not really, endeared himself to the rest of the league by his antics. So we'll see how that one goes. But that was Alan Pinder, our Bajan Scout, giving us his fantasy picks. And right now, we will go to pick 5. In pick 5 last week, the Avenger was not here. He went away avenging. So pick 5 last week was fairly, I don't really want to mention it too much because I was 1 of 5. Bajan Scout had a very good week. He was 4 of 5.
Wait, let it be known though. Let it be known that first week I was 12 of 5, right? That first week I was 12 of 5, right?
Yes, you were, but you were not here last week, so we are not. We're not talking about that now. So right now, we look at our pick 5. On Thursday, we are having Phoenix at Atlanta. I'll start with you, Avenger. What do you think? Phoenix at Atlanta.
Ooh. That's a good one. I'm gonna go actually Hawks.
You're going with the Hawks.
Yeah.
What about you there, Alan Pender?
Yeah, I think I'll go with the Hawks too. I think Chris Paul is injured, so it might be a little tough for the money road.
Okay. I'm going with Phoenix.
And
just to make sure that all of us don't be on the same side. On Friday, Detroit at New York. Interesting.
Yep.
Two cellar dwellers.
I'll go with the Knicks.
Oh, you're going with the Knicks. I was thinking I would go with Knicks too. So what about you there, Avenger number 1?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Knicks.
Okay, going with the Knicks. And then on Saturday is Brooklyn at Clippers. Brooklyn at Clippers.
I'm getting Clippers.
You're going with the Clippers. Keelan going with the Clippers.
That's a tough one. I'll vote for the job Von Heimer. So let's go to the Nets.
I'm thinking that I will go in Nets as well. Just because LA Lakers and LA Clippers don't agree. On Sunday, we have Memphis at Washington. Memphis at Washington. I will pick first this time. I will go with Memphis.
Yeah. Unanimous.
Okay, unanimous.
Memphis.
And then the last pick on Sunday as well, Minnesota at Cleveland. This is a good one. Yeah, this is matchup of the tall people.
Yeah, that is matchup. Like, if you look at it just from a record standpoint, it may not be, but matchup wise, it may be in terms of like Mobley and Allen versus Cat and Gobert. That's actually a decent matchup. I can still go with the Cavs though.
You're going with the Cavs.
But that's still a good matchup, though.
So
Actually.
Keelan going
Yeah,
with the Cavs.
Rudy
about-
versus Rudy versus Mitchell. That's the big one. I think Mitchell's one
Yeah.
final
Oh, yeah,
court.
that's true,
Big.
boy. Yeah, boy.
That's the real matchup there.
I forgot about that. Hopefully,
That's the real matchup. Burying the lead, man.
real.
Okay, so you
real down
feel that
Mitchell,
you feel that
Rudy
Mitchell will
drop.
have some extra sauce.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
So you going with Cleveland then, like too?
Yeah, 40 for Mitchell.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Since that I
Over-under?
got one
Gotta go
last
over-under?
week, I'm thinking that I should really pick up a win. I somehow I feel Minnesota can pull it out. Even if I'm wrong, I don't mind. But I feel Minnesota, I don't think that. First thing, I think Minnesota is still playing with the lineups. So I'm hoping that they get it right for that one, so I could get a win. Right? So that is it for pick 5. We must say that last week was the week of the Bajan Scout. The week before was the week of the Avenger. And let's hope next week is my week. And right now, court is adjourned.
Good